Hi guys, this is Michelle. I am going to do this recording so that you will know what to do in course 4, and that is early childhood and the external environment. So this is what you should see when you actually log on to Canvas. We have this area over here where it says home, announcements, people, modules, grades, and collaborate. So if you haven't, well, all of you are probably new to Canvas at this point, but we have where there's any announcements, and we have over here, you see where it says recent announcements, people, that should be where you see all of the other students that are in here, that are in the class. But you also have Shanoa, she is your contact person at Platteville, and you have me here as well, and you can see where it says teacher, and then Susan Avercamp, she's one that you can also contact at Platteville if there's any questions about anything. And let's go back to the dashboard. That's something different because I'm usually in my own account, which is the student account. So okay, here we go. This is what I wanted to get back to. So then, like I said, that was people, and then modules. Modules is something that we're going to talk about a lot because that is the main area that you will be looking at. And so let's go to, well, actually, so when you come to home, you see this, you'll have the course information, getting started, frequently asked questions, your syllabus, which this is going to be updated. I'm going to have to make changes in this just because we've gone from the D to L, the desire to learn, over to the Canvas. But then we have the external environment rubric. So that's something that I am going to be looking at to see if I do need to update that at all. But we're going to start out looking at the modules, then we'll go backwards. So looking at the modules, we have first of all an introduction. And so you see right here, this is a discussion. And with the discussion is 100 points possible. And this says, who am I? And says, who we are as individuals influences how we operate. Our development and background powerfully affect our behavior. So please take the time to introduce yourself by answering the following questions. So here we have 9 different questions that you'll need to answer in your discussion. And then along with those questions in your introduction, you need to address these questions as well. What has been your individual career path? What personal and professional experiences have shaped your career? How did you get to where you are today? And that includes what people, experiences, resources, choices, mentors, opportunities, obstacles, education, family, etc. have changed your path. And then you can just write about it. On here it says map it out and show the interactions and interconnectedness of your life and career. And the reason why I'm having you do this is that reflecting on and sharing this kind of information with each other and with our staff not only gives us a perspective of who we are in terms of the programs we work in, but also in terms of the larger community and early care and education as a professional field. And then you also make sure you take time to comment on other students that are in your class. And then you see here it says replies are only visible to those who have posted at least one reply or one initial response. So that is one of the things that is due for this week. Now you look down here, you can see we have the next and we have the previous. So you can look at the previous module, and this one it tells you can look at the module 1 introduction and overview assignment. So with this one, this is the introduction and overview assignment. And right here it talks about how this is the 4th of 6 courses designed to prepare you to receive a credential as a child care administrator. Like the other 5 courses, it's developed to meet the needs of those who are employed or would like to be employed as administrators in child care programs. And it goes on. So with this course, we will be covering the external factors and relationships that provide constraints and opportunities that affect an organization's quality and ability to survive. And so some of the topics that we will be covering include identification of major external factors, regulatory laws, and you can go down here and read all of these yourself. But as we scroll down, we also have what the course objectives are. And some of them include knowledge of the external factors and relationships that affect the children's program, the awareness of skills needed to write proposals for funding. So quite a few objectives that we'll be covering as well. So in red, there is an assignment. And it says, after reading the course topics and course objectives, please identify the 3 areas that you feel that you most want to learn about. For each of the 3 areas, in no fewer than 125 words, tell why those areas are important to you. So that is 3 areas, one minimum of 125 words apiece. So that should be no less than 375 words total. Please identify the area, maybe in bold, highlight it, underline it, whatever you got to do, and then answer the question below it. In order to do that, you would just click on this, and this says the exact same thing, and where it's here it says submit your assignment, so that will tell you how to do that. So I'm going to go back to modules, and when we go back to modules, that is all you have to do for this first week. For the second week, you have an overview of the stakeholders. So in this module, you'll be addressing the importance of stakeholders. Watch the video and read the information below before completing the assignments. So this is a video actually from YouTube. You can just click on there. I'll let you do that yourself. And then read the information below it. So this is just a short overview of stakeholders that we'll be talking about during this course. So the next thing, you can click on the next, or you can go back to the module. Let me just show you that, because you see where I clicked on the next. But the next thing is, let's see, here's the modules. Going back down to 2. So here is the actual assignment that is connected to the overview about stakeholders. Now with this one, there's also a video to watch. But I'm just going to go ahead and read this. You may read along with me, or you can actually kind of block me out right now. It's up to you. But it says your stakeholder map is a diagram that will include, a minimum of 20 stakeholders, individuals or groups you have identified in your community that impact your center or that are impacted by your center. The map will also identify the nature of your relationship with each stakeholder using lines and arrows. If your relationship is strong, use a solid line connecting you with the stakeholder. If the relationship is tenuous and could be strengthened, use a broken or dashed line. You may design the map however you wish, but it must be legible and include a legend to make it easy to understand. If the communication flows only in one direction, use a single arrow pointing in the direction that communication moves. If communication flows in both directions, use an arrow pointing in both directions. Add a key to your stakeholder map to indicate what the lines and arrows mean. Remember to include potential stakeholders with whom you may develop a relationship in the future. One of the things I do want to remind you of is during course 6, when you are completing your commission project, this would be something, the stakeholder map is something that can be very helpful. And this can something that you can include in your project. So I would say do a great job on it and keep it updated as you go throughout the next several courses. So after completing your map, use the stakeholder analysis template to determine how best to manage relationships with each stakeholder in your map. And you see where it says it has the different areas numbered, where you manage closely, keep satisfied, keep informed, and or monitor. Put the names of your stakeholders on the chart in the quadrant you believe is most appropriate this time. So here it is. the item, what you need to complete. Identify a minimum of 20 stakeholders. Indicate the nature of the relationships. Provide a key. And then use the stakeholder analysis template to describe how to manage relationships with all stakeholders. Then remember to include current and potential stakeholders, the lines indicating the nature of the relationship, and the lines of communication. So here we have it. You can actually download this if you would like. That's the Stakeholder Map instruction. And this is a stakeholder analysis template and a sample stakeholder map. So make sure to watch the video, and that should help you to complete this assignment. And this assignment will be due at the end of the second week. So now I'm going to go back to the modules. Now at this point I only have 2 modules open. I am considering, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to open up all 10 modules at one time. But at this point the focus should be on Module 1 and Module 2. And then as part of Module 2 you also have this discussion. And let's see, click on there. And with that discussion is worth 100 points. And it says the Wisconsin Early Childhood Association, WECA, is the state affiliate of the National Association for the Education of Young Children. What are the advantages of becoming a member of these professional organizations? Now, if you look at this, we have the Wisconsin Association, the New York Association, and the California Association. Each state does have an affiliate of the National Association of the Education of Young Children. So if you are outside of one of these states, please look up yours and then write at least 250 words on the topics of what could be the advantages of becoming a member of these professional organizations. And then make sure you respond to others, perhaps indicating what differences you see between the states. Okay, going back to modules. So that's it for the modules, but the main area that you need to look at is the modules. You can take the time to look at the getting started and all the additional course information. And some of this will be updated. And if you have everything set up right, you should get notices when things are updated and changed. Another area that you need to be aware of is the grades. So as you complete assignments, you can look in here and it will have all of your grades in here. So looking at this right now, you can tell that this is not updated. So this will be something that will be updated as we go. Well, actually some of the things are in here. And so this will be updated as we go. But otherwise, that is where you can look if you want to see what your grades are. And so if you have any questions about anything that was discussed, feel free to contact me. I did put my number on the board, and that is 262-309-3842. So I'm looking forward to having you in the class. Have a great day.